Wednesday, March the 22nd edition of the Ringside Report. I am Ryan Young. Joining me on the phone, as always, the king of controversy, Anthony Smoody. Smoody!
It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day.
It is Hump Day. And we're getting very close to Orlando. We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. Let's start this off by kicking off the second to last Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. You ready, Smoody?
New York.
Yes. And boy, and we're going to get into also the other thing that happened over the weekend that I think Tony probably watched on replay about 17 times. Am I right?
Yeah.
I knew it. Mick Foley comes out and with these cue cards and says, you know what, he's forced to step down from his position. Then he rips them up and says cue cards after 20-some years. Then Stephanie comes out and fires him. And then Sami Zayn comes out, Samoa Joe comes out, and then we have a match. So, and then also, after that, Mick Foley did this promo where he left. But everyone that he said bye to and missed him, Stephanie made them pay the price for. We'll get into that in a little bit. Samoa Joe defeats Sami Zayn. Charlotte defeats Dana Brooke. The highlight reel with Kevin Owens, it was with Chris Jericho, making fun of how Kevin Owens, when he was growing up, was a Chris Jericho fan. Then Samoa Joe comes out, but then Kevin Owens comes from behind and attacks him. Brian Kendrick defeats T.J. Perkins. If Nia Jax beats Bayley in an ODQ match, she is entered into the WrestleMania match, and it will be a fatal four-way. She gets the win. She adds the fatal four-way. Michael Cole interviews Triple H, give him two nosebleeds. Tony, Seth Rollins might have been sitting next to us.
Yeah.
But then it's going to be a hold harmless agreement where if he signs it next week, it's going to be a non-sanctioned match, which means anything goes. Tony, do you think that's the right move?
I think it is because Seth Rollins wants to beat Triple H, and I know that next time we had a no-holds-barred match, a non-sanctioned match, when Triple H took on Shawn Michaels and he mercifully beat the crap out of him at the end of the show, at the end of the match. Yeah,
that was, I believe that was one of the last non-sanctioned matches. Wasn't Brock Lesnar had a non-sanctioned match against someone, didn't he?
I believe.
Was it against Triple H?
Yeah, against Triple H in SummerSlam.
Yeah, and then Triple H also had one in SummerSlam with HBK, right?
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens there. He'll show up next week.
I like your little comment you wrote. Mick Foley maybe will interfere.
I think he's going to interfere at WrestleMania. There's no doubt.
There's gotta be.
And then, Sheamus and Cesaro needed to beat Gallows, Anderson, Enzo, and Cass on a 4-on-2 match to stay in the tag team title match at WrestleMania. They get the victory. Austin Aries defeats Tony Nese. Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns doesn't end because all of a sudden we get the magic words of ooh-wah! And then what did we hear, Tony?
Mojo.
No! It was Undertaker.
Uh-oh.
Dong! And then, so then we saw that. Undertaker comes out, choke slams Braun Strowman. You saw that he easily pulled his back, and then he gets speared by Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns ready to leave. He's heading to the back, and Undertaker rises up and then does the cut throat symbol. So, Tony, are you excited more about Undertaker versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting because the last time Undertaker was in Brooklyn, New York, he was driven through an elbow by Sharon Van last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that happened at the beginning because Undertaker came out and Joe, he said, I'll see you at WrestleMania. It was the week before we left. It was the last Raw before WrestleMania 32 last year.
Wow. Okay, that's Monday Night Raw. I wanted to get your take on what happened over the weekend. With Paige, it was leaked out that she did a porno video, or a sex tape came out with her, Brad Maddox, and Xavier Woods. They addressed it kind of on Raw. They made fun of it. Your thoughts, will Paige ever wrestle in WWE again, and will this hurt Xavier Woods?
No, I don't think this will. I think what it will mostly do will scar him for life, but Paige, I think she's done with WWE. This is the last straw. She's not appearing in WWE. She hasn't appeared since last summer, so I guarantee they're gonna drive her out of there.
Okay, we'll see what happens with that, but everyone, that is Monday Night Raw. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to preview Ring of Honor and NXT. That's next on the Ringside Report. We're back here on the Ringside Report. You saw the countdown, Tony. 8 days.
Oh, I can't wait. Everybody's getting nervous, ready for Florida. I hear it's gonna be warm weather out there.
Early indications. The day we get there, next Thursday, sunny and a high of 89.
It's gonna be pool. It's gonna be pool inside.
There's gonna be, we have a pool at our hotel. Most of our shows will be taped by the pool. Will I throw Tony in the pool? It depends how annoyed of him I am by the end of the week. But, also, we got an update real quick on March Madness. Tony, do you even want to address this?
No, not really. But go ahead.
Me and Tony didn't have, okay, we're up to date. Me and Tony didn't have many different picks. He had a lead after Saturday, I believe, or after Friday. Saturday, we had one different pick. I got it, so we were tied. And then Tony's pick to win it all, Villanova, got upset by Wisconsin, so his team is done. The only way this ends in a tie is if North Carolina doesn't make the, I think for this to not end in a tie. If it ends in a tie, then nothing happens because we didn't both win or we didn't both lose. So the only way Tony gets a pie to the face is that North Carolina needs to win the championship. Can it happen?
No. I expect you guys to be eliminated or defeated by Kansas in the Final Four.
And Kansas, that's your pick. That's your only other chance of getting any points in the championship. If Kansas gets eliminated, if Kansas gets eliminated, because I had Villanova also, but nothing's really, so Tony, you have a good chance of not getting a pie. North Carolina needs to win the whole thing, and the championship game is while we are in Orlando, so if that is the case, Tony will be watching to make sure he doesn't get a pie. But anyway, let's shift back to previewing Ring of Honor for this week. They're still in Philadelphia for a week. The Beer City Bruiser and Silas Young are going to be in action. They're going to take on Will Ferrara and Tony. Guess who his partner is?
Cheeseburger?
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
How do you know?
He's always a good guy.
Oh, I was thinking, were you at the BCW show Cheeseburger was at?
No.
Question. Big news. The six-man tag team titles are on the line at Supercard of Honor. Silas Young and BCB have a special tag team partner. If you had to take one guess who it would be, and I don't know either, I have a guess as well. Who do you think their partner is going to be?
Cheeseburger.
You think?
I think so, because if he can't win a tag team match, then I guarantee he's going to turn his partner and join down into the Beer City Bruiser.
My guess, I'm going to say Bully Ray.
There you go.
I think that'd be interesting. Also in action, we're going to have the fourth Top Prospect Tournament match. It's going to be Josh Woods versus Chris LaRusso. Kenny King going to be in action against Leo Rush. Of course, they've been trying to get Leo Rush to join their faction, the Rebellion. And then your main event, Jay Briscoe versus Jay White. Don't forget you can watch it on Fight TV. We'll have a recap of that on Friday. Now let's preview NXT. Last week, you saw the win of Bobby Roode. He is your NXT champion. He's going to face Shinsuke Nakamura. Do you think we're going to get a sign of Shinsuke tonight in NXT?
No, I don't think so. I still think that Bobby Roode's going to walk out champion. That'll be the end. That'll be probably Shinsuke's exit to WWE. There's a lot of rumors that there's a new NXT star been signed and he'll be taking over Shinsuke's Nakamura spot, so I think this will be the last time we see Nakamura, but he'll be on Raw Monday night.
The Monday night after WrestleMania?
Yep, that's the night when Kurt Angle gets in. That's the night Kurt Angle is the new general manager of Raw.
Looking forward to it, folks. That is tonight on the MLB Network. By the way, tonight's the championship. It's Puerto Rico versus either the U.S. or Japan for the World Baseball Classic, so check that out as well. We're taking time out. When we come back, we are going to preview Impact for Thursday. That's next on the Ringside Report. Well, folks, one thing Tony's good at is making friends across the United States. Well, he pissed off another one in Albuquerque, New Mexico, as Tony called Ron Johnson a St. Louis bitch. He responded Monday night and accepted the offer to be on Ringside Report, calling you a Chicago bitch. He will be on a week from today, our final show from Wisconsin and / Illinois, before we head off to for WrestleMania week and all that stuff. So he will be on next week. We'll talk about WrestleMania, but you two are going to be going back and forth. Do you have anything else to say about Mr. Ron Johnson?
Oh, yes. Ron Johnson, that little reject from New Mexico. You know, I'm so sick and tired of hearing him say that I'm a Chicago bitch. Let me tell you something. How many championships have we won? We've won dozens. How many championships has St. Louis won? Few, maybe. Oh wait, didn't you St. Louis Rams leave St. Louis to go to LA? Yeah, you're still a St. Louis bitch, and you know that. But I can't wait next week when I kick your ass in wrestling, and I know how to show you. And by the way, furthermore, let me tell you something, Rod. You want to talk shit to me? Fine, I'll see you next week. And speaking of talking shit, I hear there's a guy out in Texas named Chad Joe Aaron McGee.
Uh-oh.
Let's see, you've been on Todd's Point not once, but twice. You're a great TV star, better than this. You live in a great state, Texas. Wonderful state, by the way. But you haven't known shit about wrestling. Let me tell you something, brother. I've known wrestling since 1998. I have been a fan for a long time. The bottom line is this. When we go one-on-one, I'm going to school your ass wrestling. That's why I'm the king of encyclopedia. So, Chad McGee, bring it.
Well, of course, folks, if you want to check them out Monday, Chad McGee will be in. He'll be calling in. And then on Wednesday, it will be Ron Johnson. What a rest leading up to WrestleMania. We're going to have a couple of big matches of our own, as Chad's going to be in to talk about how we had a predictions. If you can check it out, it's on the top of our YouTube page. Predictions of WrestleMania card. We're going to talk about that. And then Wednesday, I don't know where the hell that interview is going to go, because Ron Johnson just kind of puts it in between him and Tony. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep the train on the track, so we'll see what happens. That's next week. Let's preview Impact 4. By the way, Chad McGee, thoughts and prayers go out to his pastor. Their house burned down. They're all good, but I believe the house was, I'm not sure the update, but I believe the house got burned down. Thoughts and prayers go out to them in Texas. Let's preview Impact. Tony, what are we going to see? We have Bobby Lashley as the reigning champion, but we saw the return of LAX last week.
Yeah, we got to see something different now. You know, Alberto Alpha tried to be champion. We got to see a new championship reign. Bobby Lashley's nothing but a lead champion or Impact Wrestling, because Bruce Pritchard and them guys are still full of shit. But no, Jeff Jarrett, where is he at? I haven't seen his face yet.
He's not doing anything in front of the camera. He's behind the scenes.
Well, still, I think what EC3 should do is get a shot at the world title against Bobby Lashley.
Could happen, but he lost to El Patron last week, so El Patron's next in line.
Well, maybe should they get a triple threat match where loser? Well, maybe they should make EC3 put his career on the line one more time.
I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Of course, fans, don't also forget TNA's next pay-per-view will be Slammiversary, Sunday, July the 3rd, a 4th of July weekend. We will have a recap. Tony, that means we have to work on that. I think we're off that week, but we will have a wrap-up on the following week's edition of the Ringside Report.
Yeah, light the fire yourself. It's gonna be a July 3rd weekend. It's gonna be first fight by then.
I hope so. Hopefully, I always forget WrestleManias and baseball always come so close together that opening day is the same night as WrestleMania.
Yeah, because the Cubs are gonna take the St. Louis Cardinals and
We'll talk to Ron Johnson about that coming up on Friday. Speaking of that, or excuse me, next Wednesday. Speaking of Friday, we're going to recap SmackDown 205 Live, Ring of Honor, NXT. Plus, we are going to preview SSW as they are at the Brat Stop this Sunday. As we'll have a recap of that, of course, on Monday's show. That'll wrap it up for Wednesday. For Anthony Smoody, I'm Ryan Youngs, and thank you for watching the Ringside Report, your front row seat to all things wrestling.